It's funny how life throws things at you. You think you've got it all figured out, right? You wake up, you go through the motions, you're handling things, doing your best to make everything work. But then bam, out of nowhere, the universe hits you with a sucker punch. You didn't see it coming. Oh, you thought you had it all figured out, didn't you? You thought if you just kept pushing, grinding, controlling every little detail of your life, you'd eventually reach the point where everything makes sense, right? Every tiny piece would fall into place. Your life would align just the way you've planned it. But here's the thing, my friend, there's only so much you can control before you start to realize that the universe, or whatever you want to call it, has other plans. You wake up every day thinking you're the one pulling the strings. You set your agenda, you chase your goals, you make everything move according to your vision, and for a while it feels good, doesn't it? It feels like you're on top of the world. But here's the kicker, you're not really in control. The harder you grip the wheel, the tighter you hold on, the more the road starts to get slippery. And then just like that, boom, you're sliding off course. You wonder what happened. What went wrong? You're still pushing. You're still trying. But somehow things are slipping away from your grasp. Now, what do you do when you've got no more control? When everything's out of your hands, when all the plans you've built fall apart like a house of cards in the wind. Most people freak out, don't they? They panic, they scramble for something, anything to hold on to. They start overthinking, trying to find something they can control. They might run in circles thinking they can fix it all if they just keep at it, harder, faster, more. But here's the truth, you can't fix everything by force. You can't muscle your way through every problem in life. Sometimes you've got to let go. And when I say let go, I don't mean just throw up your hands and walk away from it all. No. I'm talking about releasing that white-knuckled grip, the belief that if you don't have your fingers wrapped around every single thing, the whole world will fall apart. The fact is, sometimes the best thing you can do is to stop trying to control every aspect of your life. When you're trying so hard to keep everything in place, all you're doing is setting yourself up for disappointment when it inevitably doesn't go your way. But hey, I get it. You've been taught to hustle, to fight, to make things happen. You've been told that if you're not constantly moving, constantly controlling the outcome, then you're failing. That's the world we live in, right? Hustle harder, grind more. Never stop all that noise that tells you that the only way to succeed is by pushing through, forcing things to bend to your will. But what if that's the lie? What if the real power doesn't lie in pushing against everything, but rather in knowing when to step back, when to take a breath, and let the universe or whatever you believe in take over? Imagine that for a second. Imagine you stop forcing everything. Imagine you let life unfold in its own time, at its own pace. I know it's terrifying, isn't it? To think that maybe you don't have to do so much. You don't have to make everything happen yourself. It's a hard pill to swallow. But here's the secret, when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you might just find that things start happening the way they're meant to. And when they do, you won't even see it coming. See, control is an illusion. The harder you fight to keep it, the more you lose sight of the things that actually matter. You're too focused on holding onto your plan, your vision, your version of success. But success, real success, doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from understanding when to step aside and let the pieces fall where they may. It comes from trusting that you don't have to do everything yourself. You don't have to keep everything in order all the time. There's power in letting go, and that's something the world doesn't teach you. So take a moment. Take a breath. Look around. Maybe, just maybe, you'll realize that the best thing you can do isn't to force your way through it, but to stop, breathe, and trust that everything will work itself out. Because you know what? Life's a lot bigger than your ability to control it. And if you can just let go of that need to control every little thing, you might find that the universe has something even better in store for you than you could ever imagine. Oh, We love to fight, don't we? We love to think we can solve everything, that we can twist and turn, push and pull until life finally bends to our will. The illusion of control, it's a sweet thing. It makes us feel powerful, doesn't it? Like we're the ones calling the shots. But here's the thing. No matter how hard we try, no matter how much we push, there are things we just can't control. And I'm not talking about the big stuff that's obvious. I'm talking about the tiny, annoying little things that slip under the radar, the ones that sneak up on you when you least expect them. The people, the moments, the shifts in the atmosphere that mess with everything you think you understand. You wake up in the morning and think, today I've got this. You've got your plan, your routine, your schedule all laid out, and you're ready to take on the world. You're in control. You think you can make it all work, but then boom, something happens. Maybe it's a text message. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's a person who suddenly decides to play a game with you. You weren't prepared for it, you weren't expecting it. And suddenly that little ripple, that one unexpected thing throws everything off course. It throws you off balance. Your perfectly planned day, your neatly ordered life, it all starts to unravel. You try to make sense of it, but it just doesn't fit into the plan you had. You try to fix it, but the harder you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. You're desperate to fix things, to keep things moving, to stay in control. You feel like you're losing it all. You look at the mess and think, I can fix this. You take that deep breath, tighten your grip, and you try again. But guess what? The more you try, the worse it gets. You're digging yourself deeper. You're trying to control a situation that's already spiraling out of control. And no matter how many times you try to reset, it's not working. So what do? What can you do? Do you keep fighting? Do you keep pushing against the tide, hoping that eventually you'll bend it to your will? Or do you take a step back and let go? Letting go, there's a concept that we just can't seem to wrap our heads around. We're trained to think that if we stop trying, if we stop controlling, everything will fall apart. But here's a secret, the opposite is true. When you stop fighting so hard, when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, that's when you start to find peace. You see, life is messy, people are messy. Situations don't always line up with our grand plans, and that's okay. That's the way it's meant to be. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more miserable you're going to feel. Now let me paint a picture for you. You're standing there in the middle of your day, right? You've got your hands full, juggling everything in the air, hoping nothing falls. And then of course something does. Your whole day goes sideways. You're spinning in circles, trying to pick up the pieces, trying to fix everything in real time. You're trying to control every moment, every decision, every single thing that happens. And guess what? The universe is laughing at you. It's watching you scramble, watching you fight to hold it all together. And it knows you're not going to win. Because here's the truth, you never had control in the first place. But here's the twist, that's okay. You can't control everything. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. You're not some helpless puppet being pulled around by some invisible strings. No, you've still got power, but it's in the way you choose to handle things. The real strength comes when you let go of the need to control everything and start embracing the chaos. When you stop trying to fix it all, you give yourself room to breathe. And when you give yourself room to breathe, you might just find that things start working out without you having to force it. Let's face it, life's unpredictable. It doesn't play by your rules, so why fight it? Why waste your energy trying to control every single outcome? Instead, take a step back and let things unfold. Trust the process, whatever that means for you. If things are meant to go a certain way, they'll go that way, no matter how much you try to force them in a different direction. So instead of tightening your grip and hoping everything works out in your favor, why not loosen your hold, step back, and watch how the world continues to turn without your constant interference? You see, the thing is, when you stop trying to control everything, that's when things start to fall into place. That's when you stop stressing, stop feeling like a hamster on a wheel, and start seeing the world for what it is, a beautiful, messy, unpredictable place. And when you stop fighting it, you might just find that it's not so bad after all. You think you've got it all figured out, don't you? You're walking through life like you've got the blueprint for success in your pocket, strutting down the road with your shiny armor, ready for anything. You've convinced yourself that every move you make is going to be the right one. You're so sure of yourself, so certain of the path you're on. But there's a little secret I've got for you. It's all an illusion. You're not the one in charge, not really. No matter how much you think you control, you don't. You're just a puppet, dancing along to the rhythm of chaos, pretending to pull the strings. But guess what? The universe is laughing at you because you're too blind to see it. You think you know what's coming next, but here's the thing, life is the greatest plot twist you'll ever face. You can plan every detail, you can line up every step, but it's not going to go the way you expect. It never does. You think you're the one writing the script, but life's got a script of its own. And it doesn't care about your plans. Your little world of certainty and order. It's about to get shaken up. It's about to fall apart in the most unexpected way possible, and you're not ready for it. No, you're too busy walking through life thinking you've got it all under control. You're busy trying to fix things that were never meant to be fixed. You're out here playing God with your own life, thinking that if you just put in the right amount of effort, everything will turn out perfectly. But life doesn't work like that, does it? It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your little hopes and dreams. It doesn't care about the neat little world you've built in your mind. That's the cruel truth, isn't it? You thought you were the one in control. You thought if you just worked hard enough, fought hard enough, you'd get what you wanted. But life has a different idea. It's not going to wait for you to catch up. But here's the kicker, the more you try to control it, the worse it gets. You're spinning your wheels, putting in all that effort, and getting why? Because you're trying to control something that can't be controlled. You're pushing against the tide, thinking if you just push harder, you'll make it to the shore. But you're fighting a losing battle. The harder you try, the more it slips away from you. It's a sick joke, isn't it? The more you try to make everything perfect, the more you dig yourself into a hole. You're trying to win a game you can't possibly win, and you don't even see it. So what's the answer? The answer isn't in fighting harder. It's not in pushing back against the chaos. It's not in thinking that if you just push yourself to the limit, you'll get what you want. The answer is in letting go. Yeah, I know. Letting go. That's the last thing you want to hear. You want to control everything, don't you? You want to have it all figured out, mapped out, with a neat little bow on top. But it doesn't work that way. You're going to burn yourself out trying to keep all the pieces in place. You're going to exhaust yourself trying to hold it together when it's already falling apart. And when you finally realize you can't control everything, that's when you'll start to see it. The thing is, you're not as powerful as you think you are. You can't control the chaos, no matter how much you wish you were. The trick is in accepting it. Embrace it. Stop fighting against it. When you stop trying to fix everything, when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, that's when you'll actually find peace. You're fighting for control when all you need to do is let go. Stop wrestling with the chaos. Stop trying to make everything line up perfectly, and watch how things fall into place without you having to force them. It's hard, isn't it? Letting go. You don't want to, because it feels like you're giving up, like you're surrendering. But that's where the real power lies. You can't force your way into happiness. You can't demand things go your way. Life's not going to give you what you want just because you scream louder. But when you stop trying to control every damn thing, when you stop trying to force every moment, into a perfect little box. That's when things start to happen. You might not get everything you want, but you'll start to get what you need. And that's the cruel beauty of it. Let go and the world will give you something you never saw coming. It's time to stop pretending. Stop pretending you have it all together. Stop pretending you're in charge of everything. You're not, you never were. So why not stop fighting it? Let go. Let the universe do its thing. The more you fight it, the more it'll fight you. But if you just step back, relax, and stop trying to control everything, you'll see. You'll see how much more life can offer when you stop trying to fix it all. It's funny, isn't it? We've all been taught that we need to hold on tight, that we need to grip onto our little piece of control, as though our lives depend on it. You've been told time and time again that you need to keep your hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, stay on track. But here's the thing, when was the last time you looked around? Really looked around? Because, sweetheart, you're driving in circles, and the more you try to keep the car on the road, the more you get stuck. You're following someone else's map, someone else's rules, trying to reach someone else's destination. You're not even going anywhere. You don't even realize it. Funny, right? All this time, all this energy, all these plans, and you're not getting closer to anything. Just spinning. You don't even know it, do you? The truth is, you can't keep trying to control everything, trying to fix every little thing that falls apart in your life. People, situations, your own damn thoughts, all of it. You think you're the puppet master, pulling all the strings, but you're not. You're the puppet. That's the part you've missed. You've been pretending that you're in control when, in fact, the universe has been laughing at your little show all along. You're chasing things, trying to force them into place, and it's exhausting, isn't it? No matter how hard you try, nothing seems to stay where you want it. It's like trying to catch the wind in your hands. You can't hold on to it. It slips right through your fingers, and yet you keep trying. Why? Why do you keep going back to the same old patterns, doing the same things that don't work, expecting a different result? Isn't that the definition of insanity? But you do it anyway, don't you? You keep telling yourself that this time it'll be different. You keep reaching for something that isn't even meant for you, and you wonder why your hands are empty. Life isn't a game of if you just try harder. It's not about doing more, pushing harder, getting louder. No, it's about letting go. But no, you're too proud, too stubborn to admit that. You keep trying, keep fighting, keep sinking into a cycle of stress and frustration, convinced that somehow, someway, if you try just one more time, it'll work. Spoiler alert, it won't. You're making the same mistakes over and over, repeating the same tired dance, and you wonder why nothing ever changes. You don't get it, do you? The problem is you're not meant to fix everything. You're not meant to hold on to everything. You're not meant to force everything into your little box of expectations. You're trying to make sense of a world that doesn't operate on your terms. It's not about you controlling the chaos, it's about you learning how to flow with it. When you keep fighting, when you keep pushing and pulling, all you're doing is making the chaos stronger. It feeds on your need for control. It thrives on your resistance. The more you try to box it in, the more it gets out of hand. And the more you keep trying, the more it will slip through your fingers. But here's the kicker, you're so focused on fixing everything, on doing everything yourself, that you forget the real power is in letting go. You don't have to fix it all. You don't have to make everything perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. That's not your job. That's where you've been getting it wrong. Your job is to let go, to step back and see the bigger picture, to stop trying to control it all. It's like trying to hold a flame in your hand and wondering why you're getting burned. You can't control fire. You can't control people, situations, or the universe. And the sooner you stop trying, the sooner you'll start to understand how to work with it, how to bend with it, instead of fighting against it. But you keep thinking you're the one in charge. You keep thinking you can control the world around you, That if you just push hard enough, you can make things happen your way. That's the joke, isn't it? You think you're in control when all you're doing is feeding into the chaos. The harder you fight, the worse it gets. You think you're fighting to win, but all you're doing is keeping yourself stuck. The more you fight, the deeper you dig into the hole you've already created. And then when everything goes to hell, you wonder why you're still stuck. You wonder why nothing ever changes. The answer is simple: because you're not meant to fight it. You're not meant to control it. You're meant to learn to let go and trust the process. It's not easy, of course. You don't want to hear that. You want a quick fix, a solution, a magic pill that will make everything fall into place. But here's the truth you've been avoiding: life doesn't work that way. It doesn't care about your timeline, your plans, or your expectations. It doesn't care about the box you've put it in. Life has its own rhythm, and you're not the one making the beat. You're not the one setting the pace. All you can do is step into the rhythm and move with it, rather than against it. You've been too busy trying to wrestle with it, and it's been laughing at you the whole time. It's time to stop pretending. Stop pretending you can control everything. Stop pretending you're the one who has all the answers. Life is bigger than your little plan. Let go. You can't keep trying to hold on to everything. You can't keep pretending you can fix it all. Let go and let things flow. Life is like a stage, isn't it? A grand performance where everyone plays a part. But the trick? The punchline: you're not the director, you're not the writer, you're not even the lead actor. You're just someone trying to follow a script you didn't even write. And guess what? You've been given the wrong script all along. The script you've been following. It's filled with expectations, obligations, people telling you what to do, what to think, how to act. And what's the result? A miserable, twisted performance that doesn't even feel like yours. You've been acting for everyone else, haven't you? Trying to impress the crowd, trying to follow the rules, trying to fit into this perfect little box they've shoved you into. And the whole time you've been lost. You've been pretending to be something you're not. It's exhausting, isn't it? But you know what's even worse? When you stop pretending to be something you're not, when you finally get tired of following the script, people get uncomfortable. They look at you like you've lost your mind. They start whispering. They want you to stay in line. They want you to keep playing their game. The game where they control everything. The game where they write the rules and you just follow them like a puppet on strings. It's funny, right? How everyone else wants you to play their part in their little world, and when you finally start living for yourself, they don't know what to do with you. They can't handle it. They panic. They try to drag you back into their world, back into their misery. But you've had enough, haven't you? You've been living in their shadows, trying to meet their expectations, doing everything for the approval of people who don't even care. But now you're starting to realize the truth. You've been wasting your time, haven't you? Trying to fit into their mold, trying to please people who will never be satisfied. And let's be honest, it's never enough. No matter how much you give, no matter how hard you try, they always want more. They always expect more from you, and for what? So they can hold the strings. So they can control you like you're some puppet in their twisted little circus. You think this is living. No, this is survival. And survival is a joke. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. It's time to break free. You're not here to live for them. You're not here to make them comfortable. You're not here to be their puppet. You're here to live for yourself. To find your own path, your own rhythm, your own voice. It's not about doing what everyone else expects. It's about doing what you need to do for yourself. It's about living for you. The truth is, they've been controlling your story, your life, your decisions, and you've been so busy trying to keep up with their demands that you've forgotten who you are. You've forgotten the real you, the person who can think for themselves, who can make their own choices, who can choose their own fate. You're not a pawn in someone else's game. You're the player. But let's not pretend like it's easy. It's never easy to let go of all the expectations, all the noise, all the people telling you what to do. Because that's what they want, right? They want you to stay small. They want you to stay in their shadow. They want you to stay predictable. And what do? You keep playing along, you keep following their lead. You keep doing what you're told, and you convince yourself it's okay. But deep down, you know it's not. You know you're suffocating. You know you're not being true to yourself. You know you're stuck in a game you never wanted to play in the first place. But here's the catch, you're the one who's been playing it all along. You've been complicit. You've been feeding into their expectations, feeding into their game. You've been letting them control you, and now you're stuck in their maze, trying to find your way out. You're looking for answers, right? You're looking for a way out. But the only way out is to stop playing their game. The only way out is to stop pretending to be something you're not. The only way out is to say, enough, I'm done. And the moment you do that, the moment you stop pretending to be their puppet, you'll realize something beautiful. You'll realize that the strings were never holding you. You were holding yourself back. You were the one keeping yourself in that cage. You were the one choosing to stay in their world. It's not them, it's you. You've been the one who's been trapped all along. And now you can choose to break free. It's scary, isn't it? Breaking free from the expectations. Breaking free from the mask you've been wearing for so long. But what's scarier? Staying in their prison, pretending to be someone you're not, or stepping into the unknown, finding your own voice, your own path. You're stronger than you think. You're capable of more than you know. You've been living someone else's life for far too long. And it's time to stop. It's time to stop letting them control the script. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. All you need is to stop pretending and start living. And that's the funniest part, isn't it? The moment you stop trying to please them, the moment you stop pretending to be what they want you to be, that's when you'll find freedom. That's when you'll find yourself. The joke's on them, isn't it? Oh, the game's rigged, isn't it? Everyone's trying to win, but the rules are stacked against you from the start. There's this big, shining illusion that everything's supposed to be smooth, that there's some order to it all, that if you just play nice, you'll get what you want, that things will go your way. But let's not kid ourselves. Life isn't that kind, is it? No, it's not about being perfect. It's not about doing what you're told. It's about the grind, the struggle. It's about breaking the rules, bending the lines, creating your own chaos. Because that's the only way to get a piece of the pie. You're out there doing everything you're supposed to do, and what do you get? A slap in the face, a reality check. Every time you think you've got it under control, every time you think you're about to get ahead, something pulls the rug right from under you. But here's the thing, you've been so focused on trying to play by the book that you missed the real point. The game isn't about playing fair. It's about survival. It's about using what you have, no matter how broken, no matter how messy it gets. It's about finding a way when there seems to be none. You think you're just a pawn. Well, get this, pawns can become queens. It's all about how you use the pieces you've got. You can stay in line, stay predictable, or you can flip the table, scatter the pieces, and take control of the game yourself. You see, that's the trick they don't tell you. You're not some small player in a system that doesn't care. You're a force. And when you stop following the rules, when you stop trying to fit into their neat little boxes, that's when you can start to rewrite the game. And the funny part, they never see it coming. They think they've got it all figured out. They think they can tell you who to be, how to act, what to do, and that you'll follow without question. But that's the joke, isn't it? You don't need to play by their rules. You just need to create your own. You've got a choice, and the longer you stay in their game, the more miserable you'll be. They'll tell you that you're not good enough, that you're too much, too loud, too crazy, too ambitious. They'll give you all the reasons why you shouldn't try. But have you ever stopped to wonder what would happen if you just ignored them? What would happen if you didn't let their opinions, their expectations, or their fears hold you back anymore? What if you decided to just do it? To just go after what you want with everything you've got, even if it scares the hell out of you. That's the part of the game they want to keep hidden. The part that scares them. The part where you stop caring about their rules, their judgment, their control. Because here's the truth, they can't stop you once you've decided that you're done with their game. They can't control you anymore. They've been holding your leash for so long, but the moment you decide to take it off, they have no power. You're free. And it's terrifying, isn't it? The idea of letting go of everything you've been taught, everything you've been conditioned to believe. But here's the thing, you'll never truly live until you're willing to let that go. Until you're willing to break free from the noise. Until you stop playing the game they created and start making your own. So what are you waiting for? They've already shown you their cards. They've already told you how this game ends. But you've got a wild card in your hand. You've got the power to change the rules, to change the game itself. But you've got to make that choice. You've got to make it for yourself. You've got to stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for approval. You've got to take that step, even if it feels like everything is against you. Because here's the truth. Nothing in this world is handed to you. Nothing worth having comes easily. But when you decide to take the reins, when you decide to step out of the shadows, that's when things start to change. That's when you realize that the game isn't as big as they want you to believe. You're the one who holds the power. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for everything to line up. Stop waiting for them to tell you it's okay. It's never going to be okay if you keep waiting. You've got to make it okay. You've got to take control of your life, your destiny, your story. They'll tell you it's impossible. They'll tell you it's too late. They'll tell you you're not cut out for it. But that's the joke, isn't it? They don't know what you're capable of. They don't know what you can do once you stop listening to their lies, once you start trusting your own instincts. The world is full of people telling you what to do, telling you who you should be, telling you why you can't succeed. But none of that matters unless you let it. The only opinion that matters is yours. So take control. You've been playing by their rules long enough. It's time to rewrite the game. Oh, how predictable, how utterly laughable. You think it's all about the perfect plan, right? Follow the steps, check the boxes, get to the destination. You think if you just say the right things, do the right things, be the right kind of person, you'll get the gold star. You'll get the approval. You'll get the praise. But what happens when that's not enough? What happens when you follow all the rules, play nice, bend over backwards for everyone around you, and still you get the short end of the stick? Ah, the frustration, the quiet rage that bubbles up inside you when you realize the whole game is rigged. Well, guess what? It's about time you woke up. Time to face the harsh truth. It's not about being nice, it's not about playing by their rules. And it's definitely not about waiting for someone to throw you a bone. It's about creating your own way. It's about taking everything, all that disappointment, all that heartache, all that rejection, and flipping it on its head. It's about standing there in the middle of all the chaos, all the confusion, and not asking for permission. You don't wait for them to hand you success on a silver platter. No, you take it. You demand it. You make the noise, make the moves until they can't ignore you anymore. You want success, you want respect. You want everything they said you couldn't have. Then you've got to start believing that you can have it, even when everyone around you is telling you you're not good enough, that you're too much, that you're too loud. Because here's the thing, the world doesn't reward the quiet ones. It doesn't reward the ones who wait patiently. It rewards the ones who make their own noise, the ones who say, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. And if you don't like it, too bad. You've been sitting around long enough waiting for the world to come to you. You've been waiting for the perfect moment, the right time to finally take action. But let me ask you, when has there ever been a perfect time? When has everything lined up perfectly in your life just the way you wanted it? Yeah, that's right, never, it's a joke. The perfect moment is a fantasy. The right time, it's a myth. If you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll miss out on everything. You're going to be sitting there years from now, wondering what could have been, why you didn't just go for it. But by then, it'll be too late. The chance will have passed, and you'll be left with nothing but the regret of inaction. But you don't have to let that happen. You don't have to let the world tell you when you're ready. You're ready right now. Every setback, every failure, every heartbreak has led you here to this exact moment where you have a choice. You can either stay stuck in the same old loop of trying to please everyone around you, trying to meet their expectations, or you can decide that their expectations don't matter. You can decide that you are enough just as you are, no approval needed, no validation required. Because you don't need their approval. You don't need their praise. You don't need their permission. You are your own master, your own creator, and that's the only thing that matters. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not that easy, right? Life doesn't just hand you success. People won't just accept you for who you are. People are judgmental. They want you to fit into their little boxes, to be someone you're not, to be a puppet on their strings. But here's the punchline: you don't need to fit into anyone's boxes. You don't need to please anyone but yourself. When you stop playing their game, when you stop caring about their rules, that's when the real magic happens. No one ever told you that you could take control of your own life, did they? They told you to wait for the right time. They told you to be patient. They told you to be quiet. But guess what? Life isn't about being patient. It's about taking what's yours. It's about fighting for what you want, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about using what you've got, even if it's broken, even if it's imperfect, and turning it into something amazing. Because it's not about being perfect. It's about being bold. It's about showing up for yourself even when no one else does. So here's the deal: stop listening to the noise. Stop waiting for the world to tell you what you can't and can't do. Stop asking for permission to take up space. Take your space. Take what's yours. Don't wait for anyone's approval, because the only person you need approval from is yourself. You're the one who's been holding yourself back all this time. You're the one who's been telling yourself you're not ready. You're the one who's been waiting for everything to be perfect. But now you know the truth. There is no perfect moment. There's only now. And if you don't take the chance now, you'll miss it. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start living your life on your terms. Because if you don't, you're only going to regret it later.